Namaste. Welcome back to UD's Quickest Movie Reviews, and as always, this is Udai, back with some wonderful filmmakers and their work that we are going to review in our show. So before we start, let us say thanks to all those subscribers who have been supporting us a lot. And if you are new to our channel and not yet subscribed, now is the right time to hit that subscribe and the bell icon to join us in our program and help us reach to all those filmmakers whom we encourage in this show. So, without any further ado, let's start the show. Let us start this episode with an English psychological short film. You can call me Mastermind. With a screen time of 7 minutes 39 seconds, the movie is hosted on Anson Sardin Star, a YouTube channel. The movie basically is about this guy who is struggling very hard with the situations of his life. There's not much storyline in the film, so let's get right into the technical details of the film. You can call me Mastermind. He is literally a one-man show. Each and every department is handled by only one person, Mr. Anson DeCosta. The film basically is an attempt to make a complete movie in one location using a mobile phone. Well, in the movie's title it says it is a short drama thriller psychological movie. However, when you see the movie, you will understand the movie is a mix of drama and a pinch of life philosophy added to it. Even with a screen time of 7 minutes, the film still looks very slow. That is because of unwanted delay in pacing of the script, or you can say unwanted detailing of the scene. Coming to the film itself, I still have so many things that kept me wondering why did the filmmaker chose to shoot his film in this fashion. Number 1. Filmmaker chose to shoot his film vertically. I understand you shot the film with a mobile camera, but I still don't understand why did you have to shoot it vertical. See, what happens here is when you shoot vertical and edit it vertically and post it in YouTube, which again is a horizontal screen viewing app. You never see YouTube vertically, you always see horizontally, such that it can fill your screen and your visual can be more elaborated, more easy to watch. When you shoot it vertically and post it vertically, problem is when you go to full screen. In fact, in this case, even with a vertical view, I could see a black empty space on both ends of the film, which again is like seeing your movie through a wooden peak hole, which made no sense. And one more side effect of this vertical view is that from the beginning your audience are not getting connected to your film just because they are not understanding why is everything shown in vertical. People psychologically cannot connect with a vertical image. Coming to my next point, the resolution of the video. The resolution of the video is very low. It is always distorted. A lot of graining is happening in your movie. Now imagine a movie which is vertical, which has very low video quality and with absolutely no background music and a voiceover which is speaking a lot of philosophy. Now I guess you got my point. It is very hard for the viewer to get connected to movies like these. Coming to my next point, the voiceover. The voiceover, the way he has written the voiceover is fantastic. But then, when it comes to voiceover, the sound or the audio of the speaker was not properly done. It was sounding so robotic, like back in 80s we had this television show where computer used to talk. I was getting that particular feel when I was listening to this voice. At times the voice was too low, and sometimes the voice completely distorted and could not understand few words, which again is a point where I got disconnected from the film. But then I understand that this is the first attempt of the filmmaker, and he did give his 100% to try and test his skills. However, I advise him to update his skills, and it is important that you have a team. Wishing them all the best. Here at UD's Quickest Movie Reviews, we rate, you can call me a mastermind, a 1.5 star in our show. All the best.
Now you call me as a mastermind. It's a story where a person undergoes work stress and he's totally stressed out, and he goes through a dilemma or a psychological factor affects on his mind. Whether he overcome that thinking or what happens will be the rest of the story. The story is pretty much a psychological genre. However, it was not narrated as it should have been. It was more like a mature vlog than professional filmmaking, especially where the titles comes in. It was too disturbing. As well as the framing of that, I would suggest he could have gone with it in horizontal more than a vertical, and it was not at all good. I would say the cinematography as well, because cinematography, editing, even the voiceovers, the film which looked visually was too bad, and it really as a viewer, it really made me no sense in watching this movie. With this, I rate you can call me as mastermind 0.5 out of 5.
The next movie that we are going to review in our list is NEELA. NEELA is a suspense thriller Malayalam short film posted on V4VP YouTube channel with a screen time of 10 minutes 6 seconds. The film is first part of a short film which is unfinished yet. The movie basically starts with these two drunken people who are sitting and talking about something, and they notice a red vehicle moving towards the place they are sitting. They ignore it and continues to drink, and on the way back they notice that there is some activity happening in this red car, and when they decide to look out what is happening there, they notice that there is a dead body in this car, and the driver of the car is standing with a knife in his hand. And next thing we see is a news report which says that there are 3 people killed in that area and the killer is on loose. Now, who is this guy? Why did he kill these people? And what is his story? Coming to the technicality of the film, story is done by Mr. Binoy. Screenplay and dialogues are done by Mr. Anish MV and Vipin S. And direction is done by Mr. Vipin S himself. The film is not completed, and I'm not sure how exactly our review is going to be justified, but let me try to review this film on the basis of what I exactly understood till now. The film sure looks good, but as we don't know what exactly is the subject matter, it is hard to say how strong the storyline is in this film. But whatever we saw, it really did create a great visual experience. I really want to see part 2 of this film so that I can comment on the subject matter. However, the film looks quite interesting. Now, coming to camera and editing. Both the departments are handled by Mr. Arun Sivam. Camera is the strongest point of this film. Every single frame is very cinematic and well composed. The sharp images will give you a fresh cinematic feel to look at this film. Editing is an add-on for this film. Color grading and the colors they chose really makes this visual look very appealing. Compared to day, night shots are well processed and they look much richer than the day shots. Appreciating the whole team and waiting to see the second part of this film, here at UD's Quickest Movie Reviews, we rate NEELA at 3.5 star in our show. All the best.
NEELA. NEELA is a story where it happens with two people who are drinking and happen to see a van passing by. And when they go behind the van to check what's happening, some mystery unfolds. What is it? What did they see? What did happen? What will be the next, or what will be the end of the story? Is the remaining of it. The story-wise was simple, narration was okay, and so does the screenplay. But I could see they could have gone with a little more detail, especially when you're doing different languages for a general audience. They could have used the subtitles, which could understand the movie much better for the general audience. But the flashback scene was told in a beautiful narrative way, but it lacks detail because you need to understand, or you need to have some mind to concentrate and look into it. They could have gone a little bit of detail which was missing, like I said. Cinematography and lighting was good, especially in the dark scenes, where they used the backlight for enhancing that scene was good. Editing did their part as it required in this movie. So overall, it is a decent flick to watch out for. With this, I rate this film 3 out of 5.
Now to the last film in our review list. But before we review our last movie, if you are new to our show and watching this show for the first time, now is the time you hit that subscribe and the bell icon and be a part of our show. Now to the review. With a screen time of 11 minutes 21 seconds, our next movie is an English suspense horror thriller, Eternity. Hosted on Swapnil Raj Phukre YouTube channel. The movie basically starts with this young girl who is getting ready to have a romantic dinner with someone, and when the guy comes, the story is taken back a few months when there are these three people who join together to have a party, and then the story again takes a leap to a different timeline where the host of this party, where these three people come together, is being haunted by an entity. What is that entity? Why is it haunting this guy? What is it has to do with the romantic dinner that is happening in the beginning of the film? Connecting these three stories, there is a climax that will keep you surprised in your seat. Story by Rian and directed by Mr. Swapnil, the film is really a wonderful subject. The film deals with human emotions and the ugliest part of, or ugliest side of, a relationship. The film is well handled and well composed. Most of the editing is wonderfully done. However, if you talk about transitions, I think we have a major problem there. Editor chose to put on a lot of dipped black, which was frankly freaking and was not properly going with the film. I mean, you are in one timeline, suddenly you dip to a different timeline. It was not really, the flow of the film was getting damaged. However, I was surprised that the same film had some wonderful mind-blowing transitions also. For instance, this entity where he is pushing the host into some water body, and we have an intercut of underwater camera capturing this fellow in water, and suddenly he gets up and the complete scene would be different. I mean, I was surprised. That is what 100% visual transition is about. Why couldn't you do or mimic the same thing in different scenes? I mean, that is one of the disappointing factors of the transitions. Otherwise, film has some great color techniques. This semi-sapien they've used, or a grey tone they have used, is really wonderful. And coming to my next point, the visual graining that is happening in your movie is a bit eye disturbing for me. Again, you would have used it for flavoring your movie, but somewhere I think it is not working out. Coming to the camera of the film, Abbas Mozi is the man behind the camera. He did a great job. He did capture some wonderful angles and some wonderful follow shots and all, but then he had few shots which were not in focus. A lot of focus jumble was happening. I think he could have controlled it. At the end of the day, this is a great teamwork and we appreciate each and every team member of this film. Hope to see more of these kind of movies from your team. Here at UD's Quickest Movie Reviews, we rate Eternity a 3.5 star in our show. All the best.
Eternity. Eternity is a movie where you will see three persons or three friends who come to a party, and there is some ego clash going between two people. What is it? Why they are fighting, or what kind of revenge they have, is the rest of the story. The story is good, so does the screenplay. But I felt like not much twist in this movie, and sometimes you get confused whether it's a horror film or a thriller film or what the director actually wanted to convey. Cinematography was okay. Could have little bit expression was missing. Could have gone into the characters. The artist could have gone into the characters, which was little bit artificial. But yeah, it was overall, you can watch once. With this, I rate this movie 3 out of 5.
So guys, that brings us to the end of the show. Hope you guys enjoyed our show. Now guys, before we go, we want to remind you that all the film links that we have reviewed today are in our description, where you can hit the link and watch each and every film. We want you guys to watch all the movies, give your rating and tell us what you felt about the film. And as always, thanks a lot to Mr. Venkatesh for being our UD's Quickest Movie Review special reviewer of the day. And if you are a filmmaker and want your movie to be reviewed in our show, all you have to do is hit any of the social networking links given in our description and inbox us your link with a request saying you want us to review your film. So that's it for this week, guys. Till we meet next week with more wonderful filmmakers and their work that we are going to review in our show. This is me, Udai, signing off. Namaste. you.